Okay, so my journey starts in this year, April. Um, I lost my job as a head of sales for a small startup, which, um, yeah, was great. Um, I was essentially selling marketing services, and yeah, just the job wasn't sticking. Like the guy was a novice, and yeah, it just wasn't working, and it was it was stress because I was putting my work into it. Like previously, I had experience in luxury sales. I was doing that for about 5 years, and I had a health scare, so I had to leave London and then move back home with my family, and it was kind of tough because I went, I was going through this phase where obviously I had this heart scare. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just knew like there was something wrong with my heart, so I was going through tests, and then where I live, there's loads of like warehouses, and those is like the easy jobs to do. But with my heart, I was just like, fuck, how am I supposed to work a physical job like that? And I feel like people just see you like as that young black man, like physically you can't see anything wrong. Um, I'm fairly normal mentally. So yeah, they just see that and they just assume this person's like an active, healthy, young young man. And then really and truly, I'm just there like in my thoughts. I can feel my heart pulsating, or sometimes I would get like a lot of chest pain. Sometimes like walking upstairs could like trigger me to like pass out and have pains. And yeah, people don't see that, and I didn't wanna seem weak, and I didn't wanna go around explaining that, oh yeah, I've got these heart issues, like blah blah blah. I can work, but just don't work me like a freaking donkey. That's it. I can work. But yeah, so for a long period of time, I was going through it, trying to sort out my health and stuff, and then I came across this job, which was um, a sales position, cold calling, outbound, inbound, all of that marketing. Because it was a startup, like you're doing everything, and the guy saw how hard I was working, and then essentially made me head of um, sales development. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Um, I knew it was, yeah, because it was a startup. It was mostly namesake in a sense, and because I didn't have a salary, didn't actually mean anything as much. Um, but yeah, done that for a couple months, and then the guy just ghosted me, like pretty much just ghosted me, or he kind of like gave a brief thing like, oh, it's quiet right now, blah blah blah. I'll hit you up when there's a little bit more work to do. I was just like, you know what, it's fine, it's whatever. So literally within the month, I started a boot camp, because in the UK in the UK there's a lot of like free boot camps, and one of the boot camps I wanted to go into was software development, and then went through the whole like shebang. But the only thing is, it's 12 weeks. So they covered Python, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and SQL in the span of 12 weeks. Um, Obviously, going into it, I didn't know how intensive software development and coding, etc., was. Um, and I think I want to say I'm medium intelligence. Um, and it's one of those things that is one of the hardest things I've tried to learn. Like, it's, and again, it's not because it's hard. I think the learning processes for coding is very different to anything that we grow up learning. Like for instance, like, oh, I'm good at art, so I can tell you like, okay, to get better at drawing heads, you have to draw like this. To get better at, you have to do this. And for me personally, like doing stuff like art, definitely repetition, like, it's as the saying goes, practice makes perfect. And for me personally, like with art, it's very clear. Be it even like if you're doing like music, if you were I don't know, if you were in retail, the more experiences you have with people and customers, like you become more confident and stuff like that. You it will become very apparent and evident. But let me see if this one's. Sorry, just checking it's still filming because sometimes it cuts out. But with coding, yeah, man, coding is coding is a tough one. Like you can put hours in, and I'll be honest, like right now, I've put hours in. Like I graduated, or I got my certificate of complete completion in July from the boot camp, and since then I've been like trying to go into jobs, and really and truly, like the only things that really stuck with me, even from the course, HTML and CSS. That's pretty much it. And obviously, I still only know those things to a basic amount. JavaScript still goes through me. Obviously, I know the syntax, I know the rules, etc. I know the rules, etc. But still, like, I still find it very difficult. And for me, like, the goal for me to get into software development was to eventually become a blockchain developer. And with that, there's for me personally, I don't believe there's enough like intel on blockchain development. Like you can find like 3 teachers on YouTube, which one of them is like Patrick something, another one Eat the Blocks, another one is Dev Apps or DAP University on YouTube, and one person has a free course, the other 2 has like courses dotted around or tutorials dotted around on YouTube, and then they have like paid boot camps. And obviously, I'm not working, so paid boot camps aren't an option. So now I'm going through the works of like learning the free method of learning how to be a blockchain developer by learning Solidity and stuff like that. And it's all great and it's fun, but it's like, okay, cool, I can complete this, and obviously I'm not going to be fully proficient. I need to get money ASAP, and the buzz right now is like meme coins and stuff like that, and it's just like, bro, how easy is it for me to complete this course and kind of like blag my way and get a job? It's not feasible, because companies like want people who have been in the space for like 5-7 years, like, and it doesn't make sense. And even at that, there's not enough jobs as it is anyway. So it's just like, okay, cool, so I actually do have to buy into like the whole trend of meme coins and NFTs and stuff like that, which is like cool. But now I have to now go fight on Upwork for opportunities and etc. And it demotivates me, I'll be very frank, because it's one of those things where you just want a chance. You just want a chance to be at learn, and you want a chance to just grow, get an opportunity, you know. And I feel like that's the hard thing about going into tech. It's like entry level doesn't mean entry level. Like as an entry, like you have to have some form of experience. Bro, I've worked retail, I've worked management roles, and it's just like, bro, like I'm not talking about blagging it. Like the willingness to teach, I feel like, or to take on a novice in the tech space right now, for me personally, is one of the most difficult things I've experienced. Like in other spaces, I feel like they're willing to take on novices and entry level staff, but in tech, I don't think it's there, especially in this current the current state of the economy. I completely understand why that's not happening. But I'll also say like the amount of money that's being made in tech is insane. So as much as the economy is like going through shit, there's still like a lot of money being made. But yeah, so now I'm even in the phase of, so I started with going through web dev, which I haven't like fully like grasped, to just jumping into learning Solidity, which again I've gone through some of the processes which I understand the syntax, and now I essentially have to go back to web development so that I can learn more thoroughly um, how to connect blockchain and web development. So it's really jarring to go from one thing and think, oh, I don't really want to do this because this is where my like I want to take this path, but you go to take that path and you just realize like you don't have the XP for it. So it is quite painful, but I think making a YouTube about it will be good to be it share my story with others, that with people whom, be it coding or other ventures of life, they feel like really hopeless. um, I mean, I'm 28 and I feel like I've never, I think there's only been one time in my life when I really struggled to get a job, and I was probably like jobless for like 3 months because I was in London. You can just get agency and yeah, they'll get you in somewhere. But I've pretty much been jobless for a year. There was one period of time when my dad got me a job for like 3 to 4 weeks, um, and that contract finished like 2 months ago. But yeah, I've been pretty much jobless for a year, and I'm very blessed for the family that I have. I live at home with them. I'm being looked after and stuff, but still, I feel like I'm a waste of space, you know. And I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to do any role I can, um, but times are just tough. So this is where I'm just like, oh, bro. As much as I don't want to do certain things, I just have to. So for instance, like now, I said I want to become a blockchain developer, but because there's not enough opportunities in the blockchain realm outside of meme coins and NFTs, I have to then pivot into a programming language or tech role that I may not want to. And that being said, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna try and be an IT support and I can get it, bro. Still in that realm, I'm applying for things and things just aren't happening. So I feel like I'm in a space where I have to go into freelance, which is cool. I don't mind that. Um, I just feel like, again, because I'm learning, I want to produce the best thing possible for a client. I don't think it's right for me to be blagging it and somebody pay me and I give like a half-assed, excuse me, a half-assed project to them. I don't think that's right. I used to freelance as a graphic designer, and that wasn't my forte. And I feel the same towards it with coding. So for me, it's like super important that when I get into my roles or somebody comes to me for work, that I give them like a good website or a good app, or create a good blockchain system, you know. Um, but yeah, I think I feel like I've been waffling, um, but I think I'm just, for the time being, I'm gonna go back into web development, learn more about React because I didn't grasp React, so I have to learn more about React, and then from there learn about APIs, and then making connectivities with um, front end, back end. Well, I need to learn back end also, um, and then finally applying blockchain onto that to then make applications that will have a full system and then have a blockchain attached to it. Blockchain isn't very popular right now, so I guess that is my advantage. Because when it becomes popular, I hope that I'll be like one of the main people, I guess. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But thank you for watching my video.